Hello guys, if you like my awesome gaming videos, my programming and web development courses, my editing courses and editing videos, and my tech talks and tech guidance, then you can consider subscribing to my channel and click on this bell icon to stay connected with me all the time. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So this is another refreshing content, and in this part I'm going to talk about how you can edit and update your information from the database and get all the information from the database and update it and resend it again so that you can see the updated content. So previously we worked with our lot of things like creating our models, MVC pattern, database integration, model relationship, and blade templating on all of those things. Okay, so image and files upload in the part 1, and the second part we worked with our table and what we uploaded into the database, and we just parse everything in a nice table format like its title, category, description, thumbnail, GitHub link, YouTube link, skills, and created and updated it in the admin index page. So we queried everything from the database, and also when we go to the create admin.projects.create, and here we're gonna upload every single information like its image, projects, title, description, etc. all of those things if we add those things. So these two functionalities are done. Now it's time to add a new button in edit button so that we can go to that edit of that specific post so that we can edit those information further. If suppose we made some mistake here, if you want to edit some information, we can do that. So edit function is super important. Okay, Laravel, we need to create 2 more routes. Okay, so this is our application, this is the thing that we have done, and then we have 2 more routes we need to create, and this route should be edit route. Okay, so we can copy this thing and paste it here, and this route should be admin projects dot edit, and edit will take 1 more parameter, which is dynamic parameter, because each projects or each page, as you can see, this is number 1 post, this is for 1 projects, and if you have multiple, then we have different kind of ID, so it should be dynamic. I don't know which ID, but it is dynamic. Okay, so you need to write /ID and it should go to the edit. Okay, this is our dynamic URL name, route name. Okay, admin.projects.edit, and when you hit that URL edit, you need to go to the edit function. Okay, so if we go to the admin projects controller, if we click on this, as you can see, if we control and click on this, it will go toward this page. So our index is done where to show all these projects, and our creation is done when we create everything and post everything information to the database. This is also done, as you can see, the store method. Now we need to work with our edit. Okay, so in the edit, as you can see, we'll take a particular ID. Obviously it is on admin controller projects page. Okay, so just save this page again, because this saving is super important. If you go to the edit function in the admin projects controller, as you can see, we need to parse 1 more information, which information or which projects we want to edit. As you can see, the database we have only 1 project, so we will gather its information by its ID. So we need to write project. So project is the individual project, so we need to go to the main project file, and this is our model, and we need to find the project by its ID. So we are finding the projects by its ID. Okay, and we need the information of this particular projects of this ID, and this ID we pass through our this route. Okay, so based on this route, we're gonna parse all this information from the database and make sure the edit function has an ID, otherwise it will not work. And then we need to pass the information to return view. We need to return the view just like previous. The view will return, will go to the admin projects controller dot edit projects. So before we did the like create and index page, and this time we're going to work with our edit page, as you can see here. And here we need to pass the compact, pass the context like previous. We need to pass a project and just normal project. So we are passing this context to this HTML page or blade page. Okay, so we just write semicolon, and this project, the variable that we need, because this project has all the information based on this project ID. So that's the thing we need. Just save this file and go to the index page, and we need to write 1 more thing, table heading, and this should be for the action. It has edit, so this part is for edit. When I click on this, if I save it, Okay, if we save that thing and go there, as you can see we have an edit option. Okay, so now we need a button so that we can go to this particular projects URL based on this ID. So we need to route it. So in the last segment we need to add a TD, and here we need to pass anchor tag, and this should be a link, and this link should name as edit. So if we save it and refresh it, as we can see we have a button called edit. If we go that, it will go to this particular projects. Okay, and then we're gonna edit this information. So we add action, and we had to add a link, and this link would be a dynamic link based on particular ID, on that project ID that we got. Okay, so remember that this is very important, and make sure we add a little bit of class so that it looks beautiful. So add button primary. Okay, simple bootstrap button, because this anchor tag should look like a button, otherwise it will not look so good. So to make it look good, we just give it a simple class so that it looks pretty beautiful. We need to go to the edit page. So this is very important, we need to design it. So the edit page is blank, so we're going to go to the create page and copy every single thing, copy it and just paste it here. Very simple, editing is so simple. This is just change the name to edit projects or edit projects. We need to parse all this information from the database, so this name should be different. So we're gonna just delete everything because this will give us some error. So we just write hash here and make sure this method is post, and for the upload of image we're gonna add ink type multiple form data and make sure the CSRF is taken. Okay, so we have our upload image, project title, description, GitHub link, video link, category, skills, and this should be update. Okay, so update projects. Okay, so its type should be submit, value should be submit. So everything is just like the create, but here we need to add a value. Okay, value field, so that is super important. One more thing I need to add, don't need a placeholder here. I don't think placeholder is a good option. We need a value, and the value should be coming from the database, and this value should be like project title. As you can see, project's title, we want all the information from the project's title, and this title is actually this title we want to parse from this title. Okay, from the database of individual ID. So if we go to the admin project controller in the edit, as you can see, it will parse every single information of individual single projects. So we are parsing from the database projects.find individual projects ID and show in those information in this edit page. So it will go to the edit page, as you can see, and this will be passed like project, and you need to write it like a template in the Laravel like this way, double curly braces and the arrow and just your attribute, and this is your objects. So your project's title, and then need to do the same thing for every single other pages. So you need that thing in text area as well. I don't think you need a placeholder here. Just paste this thing, and you don't need to write value here. Description, and make sure it is description, and make sure this name is the same name as is this database name. Okay, so this is the attribute that we are accessing. Placeholder, here we're gonna pass value, and this name should be GitHub underscore link. It is GitHub link, and then you're gonna copy the same thing for the YouTube as well. Just paste it here, and this is YouTube link. Okay, and then this is for the category. So we'll work with category a little bit later. Just add the skill section here. We don't need that. Just you can paste it here. Just delete the value because text area don't need that. Okay, so this thing we have all the skills. Okay, we get all the skills, and we will work with category a little bit later. Project title, description, GitHub link, skills, and we have thumbnail. So this is needed for the uploading of the image, but in the first section I want to show, just give it a div, and here we will show our image. Okay, because this is the image that we uploaded into the database. As you can see, this image, you want to show that which image I uploaded. and its source should be like slash images slash, and it should be project slash thumbnail. Write it perfectly, thumbnail. Okay, so this is the image that we have uploaded. Okay, this is super important. So guys, one more field is left, and this is for the category, but this is the edit page. Okay, so we don't have the access of categories here. Like if you go to the this admin project controller, if you go to the edit functionality, this actually runs this edit project. So in the edit project we don't have the access of category, so we need to get all the categories also. So we go to the categories, and here to write category, and all the category that we need, and this category is coming from this import into import category and the projects, both of them, and pass this context. And you can pass multiple contexts using this. Just write a comma and write this category. Make sure the name is perfectly done, and make sure you just apply to quotation here, and just in the quotation just write project, and this will pass all the project, and comma, and just write the categories. It will pass all the categories into the edit projects context. Okay, so it will go to the now edit project page, and now we have access to all the categories, and we show all the categories as category. And in the options value, we're going to write category ID, because each category has their own ID and their name, and this is super important. You just write it here. You can customize it later. Whichever you select, it will be selected, so don't worry. And this is done perfectly. Now one more thing, if we go from this page, if you click on this edit functionality, you need to go to some route. So which route we're going to go? So this is dynamic routing would be added here. Here you're going to write route, and the route name is admin.projects.edit page. So if we go to the edit page, if we click on edit, it will go to the particular individual projects ID, and then we can edit all this information. And when we go to that page, this page will be rendered, and we'll see all the function, like all the images that we uploaded, and all the title description that we uploaded in a form. So we're getting all the information in the form and with pre-filled, okay, with the data, and this all the data will be formed using these fields. So we're gonna see a drastic changes in the edit fields. So if you just save that thing, and we need to have an ID that which form we are going, so which projects that we want to edit. So we need to give a proper ID, otherwise it will not work. So dollar, it should be project and ID. You need to go to this particular project ID in the edit page. Okay, so each individual projects have their own ID. If you have thousands of projects, it will have different kind of edit page, so it will be totally dynamic. So this ID is super important, because if you go to the admin projects controller, here you will have a particular ID that which projects you want to go. And also if you go to the web.php, here in the edit page, it also has a particular ID, so you need to pass that ID. This is a very important. You need to pass that ID is the web.php, this is the route, and in the edit page, in the edit functionality, you also have to give the same route. Okay, because we need to pass every single information from that particular project, that the route we given. So this ID, so this ID populating this ID, and this ID we need to go from index pages. When I click on this edit button, it will go to this particular project ID and show us all the information. Click on this, as you can see, it will go to the particular /admin projects edit page, and if you click on this, it will go to the particular project. This is the images that we uploaded. This is the images that we uploaded in the database, and then we have an upload image section, and this is the image that we uploaded. We can upload a separate image for this particular project's post, and this is the name of our project, and this is the name of our project description, and this is the GitHub link, YouTube link. You can change everything that you want, so it is a completely dynamic. Okay, and we can change this all those information from here as well, because we added a dynamic just drop down list in the category, and by parsing all the categories from the category table, and we have all the skills that we need. If you edit any information, you can edit this information from here. So this is the edit functionality. Is really simple. Just you need to work with the update functionality. So let us do that, because it is really simple. And what you need to do, you need to create one more functionality. When we click on this update page or update project, it will trigger some functionality, and that is the function that we need to create now. So if we go to the update, we need to create one more function. So before that, let's work with our update functionality. Just copy the same thing and paste it here. Make sure that update is so important, you need to do it almost every single project. So it should be update /id, particular project that you want to update, and its name should be update as well, and because this will trigger, this URL will trigger this functionality, and this name should be update, and make sure that it also have a particular ID, otherwise you will have some problems with that. And this should be post, because we are posting some information to the database as well. So these two things are super important. So save it, and our routing is done. And here in the update, we need to validate something. Here it is almost similar to our create. Just copy the same thing. We need to validate all this information. Okay, so we're validating the request, this title, thumbnail, description, GitHub link, YouTube link, category, and all of those things. And what we need to do, we need to go to that particular project, single project. We need to go to the project. It should be model project. Okay, dot find by this ID, and it should be $ID. Okay, so we are just updating this single ID of that particular project. We are not updating every single project, only the one project. So we are updating only this project. Okay, only this project. If we have thousands of projects, we will work with only one ID that we need. When you hit on this and click on this page, this is only for one project's information, so we are updating only one thing. Okay, so that's why I need to find that which ID we want to work with. So that's why you need that ID. We need to find the projects by its ID and save it to a variable project. Now we can have access to like project, and project's title should be request title. So this is like this way, and we can copy all those things, same thing. Just copy every single thing that we need. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So category, skills, YouTube link, GitHub link, description, title. And one more thing is for the images. So you need to have an image also. So this is for the image upload. So just copy the same thing that for the creation and paste it here. Okay, so if we select an image, it will select that particular images. And then we have the other fields. So this is the database representation in the go to the project title, and set this title that we that is coming from this edit page. So here you will add some file, this title, this description, this GitHub link, YouTube link. So you will add all this information, fill this information in the form of the HTML pages. So that's why we're getting it. So you're gonna request for the title that the user just wrote there in the title, and save it to the project title. And the description we get, and the GitHub link we get from the HTML pages, and the YouTube link, and the skills and the category ID that you get from this edit page. You're gonna send everything to the database, and then we need to save it. You can save that thing, project save, and then into route, and we're gonna use this same route. Okay, after it is updated successfully, we can go to redirect route admin projects dot. What we can go to, after updating, we can go to admin projects index page. So we're gonna go to that same page. Okay, that index page, if we update is completed. So the projects updated successfully. So by the way, I will talk about the sessions later part in this video, but not here. Okay, so this is done. So it is almost perfect, and this is called the total perfection. So everything, so save it and click on edit. So let's check if the edit function is working. Suppose this should be edited, this is edited. So I'm working with everything edited. So let's check it out. The post method is not supported for this route. Suppose, so which route admin? Okay, so we just did one more mistake, which is a simple mistake that we'd have to admit here. And if we click on this update projects, we need to show all this information, pass this information to the database as well, the updated data. So for that we need to just ensure that route, which route we're going to go, it should be admin projects update function will work. This is the function that we just created, this update function. So we need to do that, and we need to pass the ID. So we need to pass the project and ID. So which project we're gonna go, so update. Okay, so just save it. I think it will work perfectly now. So let's check it. This is edited, this is edited, this is edited. Okay, just update it. The post method is not wrong. Okay, so sometimes it broke, so you need to write php artisan optimize. Okay, then you write php artisan serve. This should be edited as well, and this should be edited as well, and this should be edited as well. So let's check it out. Okay, so our edit functionality is not working, but all the functionality was, so there was a little bit of problem because I told that the thumbnail field is required. So I think that's the reason why if I don't change the image, the update functionality is not working properly. So just save it not required. Okay, so now if you could refresh this application, and here we won't change any images because that is not required. So this is, I just write ed for edited. Okay, for shortcut, if it is working or not, we're just testing our application, and this is for edit. So if we go to the update page, as you can see, now it will redirect to the index page. As you can see, all the information like ed, everything, because in the controller, admin projects controller, we selected this image is required, but here for updating, the image is not required. You can set it to default, whichever it has. Okay, or you can select any other information or images as well. So now it's working really perfectly. We have this images, title, description, GitHub link, YouTube link, everything working super fine. So this is really awesome. The updated functionality is working, is very good, and is similar to the create, which is we need to validate everything that we which field need to be updated. We just give the information validation here, and then we find each particular project, that which project's information we want to update, and based on that for each particular project's title, you need to set which title you set, and description, everything that we need, and then we just save this information and redirect us. So thanks for watching. I'll be coming with the next video with how to delete this functionality in the next video. So thanks for watching. I'll be coming with the next video.